What's going on, guys? I am reviewing the 215 price action today. I don't know if you check my channel throughout the day, but I had a good day of analysis. I didn't enter any trades until the end of the day. It ended up working well, if you can see down here. Let me, the rest of it right out. I'll go over the entry and everything. But, so I decided to make a quick little video on it, just to go over like what I was seeing and whatnot. Chart might be a little bit cluttered. Sometimes when you have multiple time frame arrays, they all like congeal into one, but it's important to have that because it shows multiple levels of confluence. But I know some people like cleaner charts. I like mine a little bit in the middle. So, but I just want to start on the daily. I marked out this SIBI right here. Right, this was something that I noted. So the 15th was this candle right here. This is the new day. So I'm recording on the 15th, but this is technically Friday daily candle that opens up at 6 o'clock. But this was the day that I was looking at. So we started all the way down there, and look at where we closed. Good ways. But the SIBI was the daily in question. I noted that I wanted to see us break through this SIBI and sweep this sell side liquidity above the Tuesday highs. So we can go down the hourly. Again, as I said, cluttered. Anyways, so as you can see, this is the 13th, this is the 14th. Maybe we can bobulate. 15th to get rid of the ACE indicator. Good for day trading, not good for going over stuff. A little cluttered, but nonetheless, this box right here is that daily fair value gap. And as we can see, we were trading up into this overnight, and then 8:30 today was news. The exact news, retail sales. So this candle right here shows us, and this set a pretty good buy side liquidity target for the day at this 19,394. So that was something that I noted. Also, this low over here at 17,690. This was on the 14th. This was another day of continuing market structure. Where this all came from was a sweep of these lows from the beginning of the month. The sell side liquidity down here, you had these relatively lows. You had a lot of liquidity in this area, right, all in here. So you can see we swept that on this wick and saw 101 point. Well, this was probably more like 150 point move. So you see a liquidity sweep like this one, then that is good directional bias towards upside. And in this case, my upside target was the full leg down, right? So the full leg down. This is my longer term bias right now is bearish because of the CPI data that came out. We're still not done with the fight of inflation, which the reason why we're all the way up here is because Fed did a damn good job. They won't get the credit during political season, but they did a damn good job. There was moments there where like, oh, we're gonna have stagflation, we're gonna have all these problems during the middle of the bear market, but now we're at all-time highs. So pretty damn good. But there were some underlying price increases on it. I saw that on a Wall Street Journal. If you don't have Wall Street Journal, I would recommend getting it, just simply for the news updates. Like they'll release an article, which if you don't subscribe, it doesn't matter. You still get the notification. I don't have subscription. I just have the articles pop up. So you gotta say, all right, this is what happened and whatnot. Recommend that, but that's how I knew. So I'm deriving my bias bearish because of the fact that there's underlying problems. And if you hear underlying problems and you're at all-time highs, then is that really a case for you fundamentally to continue these all-time highs? I would say no, but I'm also going to, explain technically why. So obviously we had a good market structure shift. If we really wanted to make all-time highs, this swing would have gone up, but then we had a big bearish day on the CPI data, right? And ended up sweeping these lows. But since we swept these lows, I'm looking for OTE of this larger leg. So going back into it, this is what we're looking at. So Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday was the big day. That was a big day. That was another whole day. A lot of good OTE plays. But nonetheless, Wednesday continued up, but we had a lot of wicks up here. We moved down around to the OTE, the 7.9. This bottom of this hourly fair value gap stuck down. If we activate the SMC, you can see that's a new week opening gap. Then we end up finding a low on. You can see that it's respecting, price is respecting the CE of this 1 hour fair value gap. I don't know what time frame this one is on, but as you can also see, it's respecting it. I'm going to delete it though because this one shows better data. I don't want to clutter my chart too bad, but this is good. So you're seeing that, and then you see a candle like this that goes right back down. Like this is if you go on a lower time frame, you could probably determine this as some sort of IOFED. That's huge. So you're seeing that, and this candle's unsurprising. If you see a big wick down to a fair value gap that we've obviously respected, that's good for you if you're on side. If you're offside, then you should probably get out of your position. So then we saw this sweep to the buy side, and we created this hourly fair value gap. Back into overnight and the AM for today's price action. So the opening, we saw a large wick down. Well, not wick down, large body down, large body down. So seeing that, a lot of people were like, oh, short. But I knew I had my ideas in play. And I need displacement candles like this in order to hit OTE. Therefore, look at, you're going right down to the 6.2. This would have been a huge play. I didn't take this one because I wanted a little bit lower, but this was a good play. As you can see, order block, and they're creating order block, wick down to the OTE. If I'm looking at this for my strategy, huge. Love that. Love to see stuff like that. So, but another thing that we know on the hourly was this hourly fair value gap. I think hourly fair value gaps are a really good metric to use. I think today really showed me that because it gives you enough oomph behind them. On like look at 1 minute, like they're gonna go through these 1 minute. Obviously, on a very lower time frame trend, it's important to respect 1 minute fair value gaps. But the difference is like the 1 hour, right? You see price respecting 1 hour fair value gaps, then you can expect that when you get caught in a good move up in your direction, if you're in the direction that these candles are respecting these fair value gaps, then you're gonna get the move that one. In my case, I want 50 points. So I can get my 50 points quite easy if I see them respecting, and I can enter in on an IOFED or whatnot, which is what happened here as well, which we will go down after wicking up into this, going down, and boom, back up. We had another good entry down here. I remember this. I was like 10 points off, I think. I can show you where I was looking at. And then we went up to this buy side liquidity where I noted. So we had this 1 hour inverted fair value gap. We had this 1 hour order block, which as you can see, I know it's a little clutter. I got a lot of lines. My order line doesn't help. We have this order block on the mean threshold and the inverted fair value gap. Their 50% lines line up pretty damn well, so that's a good thing. And then you also have this 4 hour fair value gap that I marked down. Right, this is the first fair value gap of the leg down. So net also all lies within the 705, the OTE area of what I'm looking at. So I noted that I want to see a sweep of this buy side liquidity right here. If we're bearish, we're not gonna go any higher than this buy side liquidity. This should be the top. Should be, I say. That's why having a contract here, hell, I swung it. I was able to swing it. I swung it. I entered in at around 3:30 or 4 o'clock actually, 4 o'clock. I swung it to the next day. So I'm gonna try to hold this as long as I can. If tomorrow's day is bearish and I can ride that trend down, I'm gonna do it, right? And guess what? I already locked in profits. I had 2 contracts. I locked in $100. Perfect. I have my buy stop and profit. So least I'll make is $135. Most I'll make is God knows. If we can move down, then I'll make a good amount of money. But I'll probably mark the sell side liquidity as a point of interest right here. But I do think we could. I'll probably sell it before, because I don't know, swing it over the weekend. I don't know what margin rates are. I'll have to look at that. But anyways, going a little bit of a rant. Let's go down on a 5 minute, because I want to make this a shorter video, maybe 10 minutes in. So, 5 minute. Here we are. Morning. Lots of chop in the morning. But something I noted on the 5 minute, because a lot of my analysis during the day comes from the 5 minute to the 15 minute, but respecting hourly is important. Because obviously you can see that we had all this chop, you know. This was not easy to trade through. You had to be quick and nimble, and I wasn't interested. I was looking for levels below. But you had this 5 minute order block, and you can see that you had wick. You had all these wicks going into this order block. So you can that shows you that this is a level that's being respected. Obviously, in this case, went above it, went to this 1 hour fair value gap, and then went back down. But nonetheless, this was a level that was respected. After reaching down into this OTE, we can expect, especially seeing a reaction like this one, we can expect to be that's the bottom, which we did. 5 minute inverted fair value gap, right here. IFEG's inverted fair value gaps, important to use. They can show the idea of that resistance becomes support and support comes resistance. I've said this many times. That is not a retail theory. That works in ICT concepts as much as any other concept out there, right? Whatever. If someone says, oh, you're using retail, no. I've proved it multiple times. I'm going to prove it to you twice, maybe 3 times today. That is just as much as something that is done in ICT concepts. So don't listen to people who think that, because they think that they're using ICT concepts and they're superior to dumb money, whatever. They just got to stick up their ass. We're all dumb money. I'm not an institution. I'm a college kid who's trying to trade to grow his wealth. So, as you can see, we wick down many times to the CE of this fair value gap right here. Boom. Good note to you being bullish. Also, even on the 5 minute, we're respecting the CE of the hourly fair value gap. I looked at that. I said it during the day. Sell side liquidity right here. I'll say my exact message I sent during the day. Sell side respected IFEG, constant encouragement, and broke above the order block that held us down. Now we need to close above the mark C of the wick, which was right here. As you can see, we went up into this 1 hour fair value gap and closed below the C. And look, that's what we did. Exactly what we did. Boom. Vegas asked me if I was bearish. I said I'd say the opposite. I explained to you why. I wanted this fair value gap simply because lined pretty well with a 6-2. But obviously we didn't get that. The order block that was held as resistance, mean threshold, would have been a damn good entry. If you see something like this is, you know, the reason why I didn't want to take it is because I only take like 20 points of risk, and I felt like all of this could have been, I wanted this CE to be within my risk. But, you know, looking back at it, obviously it's a good play. But, you know, when you're watching it live, I would have loved to have this within my risk, right? I would have loved all these levels within my risk. But nonetheless, look at that. Resistance becomes support and rocket all the way up. Just below this buy side liquidity over here. Unsurprisingly, we eventually sweep it, but we can look at how we did it. Jump too high. Boom. Look at that. OTE perfectly. I had my order down here at the CE instead of having it at the 705. That is my bad. Obviously, I didn't notice the 705. I didn't even have the OTE ray up. But look at that. Boom. Perfect. We get the CE. We get the perfect. We can drop down in a minute. Maybe there's an IO fed that was given. Anything over here? I guess, is that a breaker? Believe that's some sort of breaker. Though, oh wait, you could say this is order block. Order block, something I'm more used to. Breaker. I don't feel like I'm good enough to talk about breakers. In the slightest. I'm not good at breakers. Look at that. Order block, 1 minute order block. Mean thresholds respected. There's your IO fed. Boom. So if you didn't get this order, if you didn't get an order in here, drag this out. If you expected this to be the bottom, find the level, wait for the pullback into that order or so level, and then you see rocket up. Top in the 5 minutes, it's a little bit better since I have all my data on there. Rocket up. Look at that. At the end of the day, 4:05 after hours, since we were on a roll, doesn't matter. Go up and sweep the buy side liquidity that I was in. The entry I got was at 4:05. I turned on execution light, was right here. I sold 2 contracts at 17,966. I said this last night actually at like 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. I did a whole analysis of why I wanted this buy side liquidity level, and I expected that we were going to get up to it on Thursday, aka today, and we did. So my analysis today was pretty good, but I wasn't able to capitalize it until the end of the day. Ironically, going in the other direction and selling the liquidity sweep. Right? That's a pretty damn good short right there. Go down here. Took my not quite to 50 points. I just took the bottom of this, pretty damn close. Whatever, 96.5. That's pretty damn close. Took that, and there we go. So now I got $100 locked in. Got my buy stop above here, and I'm gonna let this play run overnight, and I'll see where it takes me. Hopefully, we open up, and we keep on going down, and we don't keep on going up. Hopefully, this is the top after sweeping by the side, and we go right back down. Oh, imagine these lows. Oof, that'd be nice. That'd be a good play. But anyways, quicker. Ended up being 18 minutes, so. I guess not that quick, but a little analysis of the day. If anyone watches, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Keep on. If you guys like these videos, just keep on watching them. Just let me know. I'll probably keep on making them. They're good for me to do. It's like a good little summary. It's almost like a journaling. Instead of writing down, I'm making a video. So it's either way. So then I'll update you guys in the morning on how this play is going. So, alright. Thanks. Have a good night.